On a beach in Scotland in the winter of 1850, a storm tore the sand off a hillside and exposed something that shouldn't exist. Stone rooms, stone beds, stone shelves, all still standing, all still arranged exactly as if someone had just stepped outside. Except the people who lived there had been gone for over 4,000 years. Older than Stonehenge, older than the Great Pyramid of Giza, and so perfectly preserved that archaeologists could tell you where the family kept their jewelry. This is Skara Brae, a village so old it predates written history, buried so completely that the people who once lived in it were forgotten by every civilization that came after them. No pyramids, no temples, just a handful of houses on a windswept coastline. Home to a community that vanished in what looks like a single afternoon. What happened to them? Why did they leave everything behind? And how did their home survive 5,000 years underground, waiting for a storm to finally let it breathe again? Stand on the Orkney coast 5,000 years ago, and you're about to meet one of the oldest villages ever discovered on Earth. Picture Orkney around 3100 BC. This is centuries before the first hieroglyphs are carved in Egypt, centuries before Stonehenge's largest stones are even quarried. The wind here never really stops. It comes off the North Atlantic in long, cold sheets, bending the grass sideways, carrying salt and rain across a landscape with almost no trees to break its path. And yet, against all that hostility, a community thrives. Not hunters wandering the coastline, but farmers, builders, people with a plan. They choose a spot just behind the dunes of a sweeping bay, sheltered from the worst of the wind, close enough to the sea for fish and shellfish, close enough to fertile land for barley and cattle. Here, they begin to build something extraordinary, not with wood, which is almost non-existent on these islands, but with stone. Flat, easily split slabs of local sandstone, stacked and shaped into walls, roofs, furniture, even beds. This is a village built to outlast anything nature could throw at it. It had no idea just how long that would turn out to be. Step through a low stone doorway, and you find yourself inside a single round room, perhaps 5 meters across, lit only by the flicker of an oil lamp burning fish or animal fat. The air smells of smoke, of the sea, of animal hides drying near the fire. Along the walls sit stone box beds, lined with straw and fur, built directly into the structure so they'll never rot, never collapse, never need replacing. In the corner stands a stone dresser, shelves rising against the far wall, exactly where a family would display their most valued possessions. Pottery, beads, tools carved from bone and antler. At the center of the room, a hearth glows, the heartbeat of the household, used for cooking, for warmth, for light through the long Orkney winters when the sun barely rises above the horizon. Beneath the floor, stone-lined tanks may have held bait for fishing lines, or perhaps shellfish kept fresh for the next meal. The houses connect to each other through low, covered passageways, allowing residents to move between homes without ever stepping into the wind and rain above. This wasn't a scattering of huts. This was an interconnected, planned community, remarkably advanced for a people with no metal, no writing, and no wheel. And it's about to face a season unlike any other. Daily life here revolves around the rhythm of the sea and the sky. Men and women fish from small boats along the bay, hauling in cod and sidle. Others tend cattle and sheep in nearby fields, or cultivate barley in narrow strips of soil enriched with seaweed and manure. Bones found in the village middens tell us they ate red deer, wild boar, and enormous quantities of shellfish, limpets, and cockles gathered along the Tiddeline at low water. They carved strange, geometric patterns into stone balls whose purpose still puzzles archaeologists today. Ritual objects, perhaps, or symbols of status, or something we may never fully understand. Children likely played in the narrow stone passageways, while elders sat near the hearths, passing down stories in a language that has been dead for thousands of years. For centuries, this rhythm continues largely unchanged, generation after generation, hearth after hearth. And then, sometime around 2500 BC, the record simply stops. Here is where Skara Brae becomes genuinely eerie. When archaeologists finally excavated the site properly in the 1920s, What they found wasn't a village stripped bare by people packing up their lives. It was a village abandoned mid-motion. Beads were found scattered across floors, as if dropped and never picked up again. Tools lay exactly where they'd last been used. In one house, a necklace appears to have snapped and scattered, its owner apparently leaving the beads behind without even pausing to gather them. What could cause an entire community to walk away and never return, without taking their most valuable possessions? The leading theory involves a storm, not a single catastrophic event, but perhaps a final violent wave in a long pattern of encroaching sand and rising water. Orkney's coastline was changing. Dunes crept closer every year. Perhaps one storm buried entryways, filled homes with sand faster than residents could dig them clear, and the decision was made, quickly, permanently, to leave rather than fight the land any longer. Sand did the rest. Over centuries, it sealed the village in an airtight, oxygen-starved shell, preserving stone furniture, middens, even organic material that would have rotted away almost anywhere else on Earth. Skara Brae wasn't destroyed. It was entombed, perfectly accidentally, for 5,000 years. Then in 1850, a colossal storm rips the grass and topsoil off a coastal hill known locally as Skara Brae. Local Laird William discovers stone walls beneath the earth and begins amateur excavations. Unaware he has just stumbled onto one of the most important Neolithic sites in the world. Decades pass. Further storms in 1913 and 1924 continue eroding the site, until professional archaeologist Veer Gordon-Child undertakes serious excavation in the late 1920s. What he uncovers rewrites the timeline of ancient Europe. Here is a sophisticated village older than the pyramids, older than Stonehenge's iconic stone circle, built by a farming culture nobody had previously connected to such advanced architecture. Radiocarbon dating later confirms it. Skara Brae was inhabited for roughly 600 years, one of the longest-running Neolithic settlements ever discovered. Today, visitors can walk the same stone passageways, look into the same hearths, see the same stone beds where families once slept through Orkney's brutal winters. It remains one of the best-preserved prehistoric villages anywhere on the planet. A message from a civilization that left no name, no writing, and almost no trace, except for the walls they built to last forever. And yet, despite storms, sand, and 5,000 years of silence, Skara Brae survived. Its hearths went cold. Its people disappeared into history without a name or a story we can fully recover. And still, the stones remained, waiting patiently beneath the dunes for someone to find them again. History never truly disappears. Sometimes, it just waits for the wind to uncover it. If this story pulled you in, consider subscribing. There are far more forgotten worlds and hidden histories waiting to be brought back to life. And in the comments, tell me, which lost village, city, or civilization should we uncover next?